Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is lecture number 3. So let's start. So first we take a review of previous lecture. So in the last lecture we discussed different methods of data presentations. In particular we discussed classifications of data and then tabulation of data, and then we discussed tables of frequency distribution. So in the classification of data we discussed basis of classification, and then we discussed types of classification, one way, two way, multi-way, and in the tabulation of data we discussed different types of tabulations, and then we discussed how to construct statistical table, and then the general rules of constructing a statistical table. So as far as frequency distributions are concerned, we discussed how to construct frequency distribution of discrete data, how to construct frequency distribution of continuous data, how to construct frequency distribution of quantitative data. So in particular we discussed the simple frequency distribution and the relative frequency distribution and the cumulative frequency distributions, and in the end we discussed stem and leaf plot. Let us discuss the objectives of this lecture. So in this lecture we will discuss graphical methods of data presentations. In particular we will discuss how to construct graphs for qualitative data and how to construct graphs for quantitative data. There are two ways which we can use to construct the graph of qualitative data. First one is the bar charts and then the pie charts. We can subdivide the bar charts into three categories. So first one is simple bar chart, and then multiple bar charts, and then component bar charts. So now the methods for quantitative data. So there are three methods to construct graphs for quantitative data. First one is histogram, then frequency polygon, and then we will discuss cumulative frequency polygon, which is also called frequency ogive. So let's start. So before moving forward, let us discuss and review the stem and leaf plot. So as we discussed in last lecture that one of the main disadvantages of using frequency table is that the identity of individual observation is lost in the grouping process. Suppose हम लोगों ने किसी एक क्लास के किसी एक डेटा के ग्रुप्स बना लिए. Suppose 11 to 15 and then 16 to 20 and then 21 to 25, and then in the first group 11 to 15 we have 5 students, and then 16 to 20 we have 3 students. So we don't know what are the actual observations, यानी ये जो 5 students हैं 11 to 15 में इनकी क्या particular values क्या हैं, क्या वो 12 है, 13 है, 14 है, 15 है, 11 है, वो कौन सी values हैं. तो फ्रीक्वेंसी टेबल जो है वो जस्ट एक टेबल तो बता देता है कि एक पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप में कितनी इंडिविजुअल्स या कितनी ऑब्जर्वेशंस लाई कर रही हैं, लेकिन हर इंडिविजुअल ऑब्जर्वेशंस की जो आइडेंटिटी है वो क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन है, कौन सी ऑब्जर्वेशन है, वो पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू क्या है, वो उसकी आइडेंटिटी जो है वो फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में लूज हो जाती है. सो इसका एक सोल्यूशन जो है वो है स्टेम एंड लीफ प्लॉट. सो स्टेम एंड लीफ प्लॉट के जरिए हम लोग डेटा को एक ऑर्गेनाइज्ड फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं और उसको प्रॉपरली डिस्प्ले भी कर सकते हैं. सो स्टेम एंड लीफ प्लॉट एक्चुअल वैल्यूज को शो करता है. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. सो लास्ट टाइम वी डिस्कस्ड द मेथड्स of how to construct the stem and leaf plot. So the first step is to sort the data series. So first arrange the data in either order, either from lower to higher or higher to lower. And usually lower to higher is used and it is more convenient. And then separate the sorted data series into leading digits, which is called usually stem, and then the trailing digits, which are called the leaves. So let us discuss the method of constructing a stem and leaf plot. So first step is to sort the data series. सो जस्ट सॉर्ट कर लें फ्रॉम लो टू हाई. तो सबसे पहले स्मॉल नंबर्स और उसके बाद इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर में बिगर नंबर एंड सो ऑन. सो सेकंड स्टेप इज separate the sorted series into leading digits which are called stem and the trailing digits which are called leaves. So इसकी एक example ये हो सकती है कि number 13 the leading digit is 1, so which will be stem in our case, and trailing digit is 3 which is leaf. And similarly in number 21 the leading digit is 2 which is stem and the trailing digit is 1 which is leaf. So next step is list all the stems in a column from low to high. So सारे stems को जो first digits हैं leading digits को एक column की form में लिख लें. और next step for each stem list all associated leaves in the next column. So let us take an example. So consider the temperature data example. So sorted data from low to high is shown below. So minimum value is 12, then 13, 17, 21, and the maximum value is 58. So here we use the tens digit for the stem. So you can see that the number 13, in this number the first leading digit is 1. So in the column labeled as stem we will put 1 here, and the trailing digit is 3, so we will put this 3 in the leaf column. So similarly the next number is 21, and in 21 the leading digit is 2, so in the stem we will put 2 here, and 1 is the trailing digit. In the leaf we will put 1. And next number is 35, so in 35 the leading digit is 3, so 3 is stem and 5 is leaf. So similarly we can construct this stem and leaf plot for all the numbers. So here is the complete stem and leaf diagram. We can see that the first three numbers, in first three numbers the leading digit is 1, and in the next few numbers the leading digit is 2, and then we have leading digit 3, and then leading digit 4, and in last two numbers the leading digit is 5. So our stem will include all these numbers 1 to 5, 1 to 3 up to 5. And the leaf are the corresponding numbers which are the trailing digits. So against this 1 the trailing digit is 2, so this will be placed here, and next number 3 which is placed here, and next number 7 which is placed here. So similarly in the next the leading digit is 2 and trailing digits are 1, 4, 4, 6, 7 and 8. So 1, 4, 4, 6, 7, 8. Similarly in the next the stem is 3 in each of these numbers, and the leaves are 0, 2, 5, 7 and last one 8. So 0, 2, 5, 7 and 8. And next we have 1, 3, 4, 6. So 1, 3, 4, 6, and in the end we have 3 and 5. So this is how to construct stem and leaf diagram. So let us discuss an extension of stem and leaf plot. This is back-to-back stem and leaf plot. A back-to-back stem and leaf plot is sometimes used to compare two sets of data or rounded and truncated values of the same data. So in a back-to-back plot, the same stem is used for the leaves of both plots. So that is why it is called back-to-back. So we have one stem. On one side we will put the rounded numbers, on other side we will put the truncated numbers. So that's why it is called back-to-back plot. So note that data with more than 2 digits, it can be rounded to 2 digits before plotting, or it can be truncated to 2 digits before plotting. So we can round the data up to 2 digits and we can truncate it as well according to our requirement. So actually to truncate means to cut off. So for a stem and leaf plot, you would truncate everything after the second digit. So suppose we have number 355 and we want to round it to 2 digits. So in that case we will focus on this digit. So if this digit is greater than or equal to 5, then we will increase the next digit this by 1 unit. So here the number is 5. So it means if we want to round this 355 to 2 digits, we will write this as 3 and then we will increase this 5 by 1 unit. So it will become 36. And similarly, suppose we have 354. So in this number we can see that this number is not greater than or equal to 5. So this number will be rounded to 35. So it means if number is either equal to 5 or greater than 5, then this next digit will be rounded to, it will be increased by 1 unit. And if it is less than 5, then we will keep the same number. So 354 will be rounded to 2 digits and it will be equal to 35. But here we have 355, so here in the number is 5, so we will round it to 36. So this is how to round the digits. And now how to truncate the digits? Suppose the same number 355, we want to truncate it to 2 digits. So truncate means to cut off. It means if we want to truncate this number to 2 digits, so after the 2 digits, it means first digit is 3 and second digit is 5, we have to skip all the digits. So 355, so after the 2 digits, first digit is 3, next digit is 5. So after these 2 digits, leave everything, skip everything, बाकी सारे numbers को छोड़ दें. So 35 will be rounded to 355 will be truncated to 35. And here we have 354, so this will be truncated to, after 2 digits, leave this number 4. So this will be truncated to 35. So this is how to round the digits and how to truncate. So truncate mean अगर आपने ट्रंकेट करना है 2 digits तक, तो 2 digits के बाद बाकी सबको ड्रॉप कर दें. सो और राउंड मीन 5 या 5 से ज्यादा नंबर है तो फिर नेक्स्ट डिजिट को 1 यूनिट इंक्रीज कर देंगे, और अगर 5 से कम है तो फिर वो नेक्स्ट डिजिट एज इट इज रहेगा. So let us take an example to clear this idea. So the enrollments of 8 colleges are listed below. So here in college 1 we have 1342 students. In college 2 we have 1685 students, and so on. In college 8 we have 3243 students. So question is, make a back-to-back stem and leaf plot of the enrollments comparing rounded values and truncated values. So let us construct back-to-back stem and leaf plot of this data. So in step 1, put the data into order from low to higher. and then round and truncate to 2 digits. So here is the data, this first column, which is labeled as normal. Normal means this is our original data but in sorted format. So 1013 is the minimum value, then 1096, and last one is 3781. So we have 8 observations corresponding to 8 colleges. So in next column, column 2, it contains rounded digits and rounded to 2 digits. So as far as this first number is concerned, 1013, so we want to round it to 2 digits. So in case of rounding a number to 2 digits, we have here 4-digit number. So we will focus on this number, the last 2 digits. So here the last 2 digits are 13. They constitute 1 and 3. So it means the overall number is 13. So in order to round this 1013 to 2 digits number, we will see that the last 2 numbers, whether they are 50 or greater than 50. So here in our case we have 13. 13 is less than 50. So this 1013 will be rounded to 10. So but here in next number, next example, we have 1096. So this 96 is greater than 50. So we will increase this 10 by 1 unit. So it will be 11. Similarly, here we have 42. So 42 less than 50. So we will keep the same number, 13. So here we have 85. So greater than 50. So this 1685 will be rounded to 17. So this is how to round all the enrollments in different colleges to 2 digits. And third column is the truncated digits and truncated to 2 digits. So 1013, since we want to truncate this 1013 to 2 digits, so after the 2 digits, first digit is 1 and second digit is 0. So just write the first 2 digits, and after the first 2 digits, leave everything or cut everything after the first 2 digits. So 1013 will be truncated to 10. Similarly, 1096 will be truncated to 10. 1342 will be truncated to 13. So this is how to truncate the numbers. So once we have the rounded digits and the truncated digits, so now we can construct back-to-back stem and leaf plot. So here just focus on the leading and trailing digits. Here the leading digit is 1 and the trailing digit is 0. Again the leading digit is 1, trailing is 1, leading is 1, 3, and then leading is 1, trailing is 7, leading is 2, trailing is 0, and in the end leading digit is 3, trailing is 8. And similarly here in the truncated plot, leading digit is 1, trailing is 0, leading is 1, trailing digit is 0, then 1, 3, and in the end leading digit is 3 and trailing digit is 7. So now we construct back-to-back stem and leaf plot. So construct back-to-back stem and leaf plot by using single stem. So we can see that in all these numbers the stems are 1 and then 2 and then 3. So here again 1 and then 2 and then 3. So just construct stem only once, and then on one side we will put the truncated numbers, on the other side we will put the rounded numbers. So here is the back-to-back stem and leaf plot. So in the middle we can see that these 1, 2 and 3, these are our stem. So these are the stems, and then on the left hand side we have the leaves for the rounded numbers. So we can see that 1 0, so 1 is the stem, and then this 0 is the rounded number first leaf, and then in the number 11 1 is stem and this next is 1 is leaf, and next in number 13 3 is leaf, and next number 17 7 is leaf, and similarly 2 is stem and 0 is leaf, so 2 0, and next 2 4, 2 is stem, 4 is leaf, and next 32, so 3 is stem and 2 is leaf, next 38, 3 is stem and 8 is leaf. So this is how stem and leaf plot of rounded numbers is constructed. And now move to the truncated digits. The stem is 1 and leaf is 0, so 1 0, and next 1 0 again, so put 0 here, and next 1 3, 1 6, 1 9, so 3 6 and 9, and next 2 3, 3 2, so 2 and 3, so there is only one leaf corresponding to this stem 2, and next 3 2, it means 3 is stem, 2 is leaf, so 3 2, and then 3 7, so 3 is stem and 7 is leaf. So this is how to construct the back-to-back stem and leaf plot. So we can use it to compare the rounded numbers with the truncated numbers. So let us move to the main topic of this lecture, that is graphical presentation of data. So an old saying is that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So we can look at picture and we can detect specific pattern. So instead of looking at different numbers, and numbers are scattered form, so if we have a graphical representation of the same data, so we can explore, we can tell about the data more clearly by looking at the graph. So that is why it is said that picture is worth 1,000 words. So graphs are chart of data set. They often provide the simplest and most efficient display. So now we discuss common methods for graphically displaying qualitative data. So first is bar charts and then the pie chart. And similarly, common methods for graphically displaying quantitative data are histogram, frequency polygon, and frequency ogive. So let us discuss how to construct graphs for qualitative data. So as we discussed that the simplest type to represent the qualitative data in the form of graph is the bar chart. So most common types of bar chart are simple bar chart, multiple bar chart, and the component bar chart. So let us discuss each of these types one by one. First we discuss simple bar charts for qualitative data. The simple bar chart displays graphically the same information concerning qualitative data that a frequency distribution shows in tabular form. So या तो frequency distribution बना ले जो एक टेबल में शो करेगा कि different categories की ये occurrence है या उनकी frequency इतनी है, या फिर सेम उस frequency टेबल को अगर हम लोग ग्राफ बना लें और डिफरेंट बार्स हर कैटेगरी को हर क्लासेस के लिए एक एक बार लगा दें जो ये शो करे कि एक पार्टिकुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी है और जितनी फ्रीक्वेंसी है वो बार की लेंथ शो कर देगी. तो अगर 5 है तो हम लोग लेट से एक खास साइज की बार बनाएंगे, अगर 10 है तो उसके डबल साइज की बनाएंगे. सो लेट अस डिस्कस द पार्टी एफिलिएशन एग्जांपल. इन लास्ट लेक्चर we discussed this example that out of 30 students in a class, how many of them are in favor of a particular political party. So we constructed frequency distribution in our previous lecture, and here is the frequency distribution that 10 students out of 30 they are in favor of PTI, 9 out of 30 they are in favor of PMLN, and 6 students out of 30 they are in favor of PMLQ, and 5 students they are in favor of PPP. So this is hypothetical data, so it doesn't mean my affiliation to any political party. So our main purpose is to represent this data in the form of simple bar chart. So simple bar chart बनाने के लिए हम लोग x एक्सिस ग्राफ पे और y एक्सिस, सो x एक्सिस के लिए x एक्सिस पे हम लोग पार्टीज ले लेते हैं, सो PTI, PMLN, PMLQ एंड PPP, और y एक्सिस पे फ्रीक्वेंसीज। सो फ्रीक्वेंसीज में मिनिमम वैल्यू 5 है और मैक्सिमम 10 है, सो कोई भी सूटेबल स्केल y एक्सिस पे हम लोग ले सकते हैं ग्राफ बनाने के लिए। सो 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12। सो कोशिश ये करें कि ये स्केल इस तरीके से बनाएं कि 0 से स्टार्ट हो हमेशा, और ये इंटरवल जो है यहाँ पे 2 यूनिट्स का लिया गया है, 0 to 2 और देन 2 to 4, 4 to 6। सो ये इंटरवल एक रीजनेबल इंटरवल हो जिसमें ये ग्राफ का जो स्केल है ये इन सारी वैल्यूज़ को कवर कर ले। तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि इसकी लेंथ बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाए, या बहुत शॉर्ट भी नहीं होना चाहिए जिससे सारी इंफॉर्मेशन कंप्रेस हो जाए। सो नाउ लेट अस कंस्ट्रक्ट द सिंपल बार चार्ट। सो corresponding to PTI the frequency is 10। सो PTI पे इसकी जस्ट एक बार बना दें, कोई भी इसकी विड्थ रख लें, कोई भी सूटेबल विड्थ रख सकते हैं। इस बार की जो विड्थ है ये अपनी मर्जी से कोई भी रख सकते हैं, और इसकी हाइट जो है ये प्रोपोर्शनल होगी जितनी फ्रीक्वेंसी है। सो इट इज़ 10, सो इस बार को 10 यूनिट्स तक इंक्रीज कर दें, और विड्थ मैंने बताया कि आप कितनी भी रख सकते हैं, सूटेबल विड्थ, और सारी बार्स की विड्थ जो है वो सेम रखनी है। नेक्स्ट इज PMLN 9। सो आपको दरमियान में थोड़ा सूटेबल गैप रखें, और फिर इन हर बार में जो कितना गैप है वो फर्स्ट 2 बार्स में जितना गैप है उतना ही नेक्स्ट 2 बार्स में हो, और उतना ही लास्ट 2 बार्स में हो। तो एक तो गैप इक्वल रखें, और सेकंड जो है इस बार की जो ये विड्थ है, ये सारी विड्थ इसकी, इस सेकंड बार थर्ड बार सारों की विड्थ जो है वो सेम रखनी है। सो PMLN 9, सो यहाँ स्केल पे ये 8, 10 और 9 यहाँ के मिडल में है, तो इसको ये स्केल पे ये हम लोग इसको ट्रेस आउट करेंगे, यहाँ 9 आ गया। एंड नेक्स्ट इज 6 PMLQ। सो 6 पे ये करस्पॉन्डिंग नंबर यहाँ से ट्रेस कर लिया 6। एंड नेक्स्ट 5, सो ये 4 और 6 के मिड में आ गया। सो दिस इज हाउ टू कंस्ट्रक्ट सिंपल बार चार्ट फॉर qualitative data. So we can change the layout of the graph as well. So layout change करने का मतलब ये है कि आप x एक्सिस और y एक्सिस की पोजीशन चेंज कर सकते हैं। So इस ग्राफ में और पिछले ग्राफ में सिर्फ ये फ़र्क है कि अब पार्टीज जो हैं, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज PTI, PMLN, PMLQ and PPP, they are now placed on y axis, whereas now frequency is shifted from y axis to x axis. That's it. So PTI its frequency is 10. So अब हम लोगों ने बार्स को हॉरिजॉन्टली बनाना है, तो 10 यूनिट्स तक ले जाएं। देन PMLN 9, सो इसको 9 तक ले जाएं, 8 और 10 के मिड में यहाँ पे 9 आ गया। सो दिस इज नंबर 9, सो यहाँ पे 9 आ गया। सो अब इन सारी बार्स को यहाँ मैंने इनके करस्पॉन्डिंग नंबर से यहाँ पे लेबल भी कर दिया, 6, 5, 6, 9 एंड 10। सो लेबल करने से ज़रा मज़ीद ग्राफ क्लियर हो जाता है कि इसमें कितनी फ्रीक्वेंसी है। सो यू कैन स्किप द लेबल्स you can add the labels as well. So label लगाने से मज़ीद ग्राफ में एक पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू जो है वो क्लियर हो जाती है. अदरवाइज आप इस वैल्यू को यहाँ से, अगर ये 5 है तो 5 है is between 4 and 6, exactly in between, so it means it is 5. So this is how to construct simple bar chart. So in this case we construct the simple bar chart for the relative frequency distribution. So in last two graphs we took only frequency to construct the bar chart, but as far as this example is concerned, instead of taking frequency we can take the relative frequency on the y-axis, or we can change the layout of the graph. In that case the relative frequency will be placed on x-axis whereas the parties will be placed on y-axis. So अब relative frequencies का बार चार्ट बनाने का मेथड भी सेम है जो हम लोगों ने सिंपल फ्रीक्वेंसी का बार चार्ट बनाया. So x-axis पे parties लिख लें PTI, PMLN, PMLQ and PPP. On y-axis just put the relative frequency. So इसमें 0.05, 0.1, 0.15 and 0.35, and note that you have to cover this full range, and the minimum value in this range is 0.1667 and the maximum range is 0.3333. So as far as the first political party is concerned, we can see that the relative frequency is 10 out of 30, and remember that relative frequency is calculated by dividing this number 10 by the total. So 10 divided by 30 we get 0.333, and then 9 divided by 30 we get 0.30, and similarly 6 divided by 30 we get 0.20, and 5 divided by 30 we get 0.1667. So और एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चेक पॉइंट ये है कि इन रिलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसीज का जो टोटल है सम वो ये 1 होना चाहिए. So we can also cross check it as 30 divided by 31. So anyway, so on x-axis just take the political parties, and on y-axis the relative frequencies are the percentages. So for the first party PTI the relative frequency is 0.3333, so PTI 0.3 and 0.35, so 0.33 will be somewhat here. So just construct corresponding bar having length up to 0.33, और इसकी विड्थ जैसे मैंने बताया कि वो आप कोई भी रख सकते हैं सूटेबल विड्थ. जो इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट माइंड में रखना है वो ये है कि इनकी सारी बार्स की विड्थ सेम हो, और सेकंड इनका गैप जो है वो भी सेम हो. So this gap between the first two bars, this must be same as the gap between the next two bars and so on. So similarly the next number is 0.3, so PMLN, so अब इसकी हाइट जो है ये 0.3 तक जाएगी. Similarly PMLQ वो 0.2 और PPP it is 0.1667, so ये 0.15 से slightly ऊपर. So this is how to construct simple bar chart from the relative frequency distribution. So similarly we can change the layout by shifting the x and y axis. So parties on the y axis and now the relative frequency on the x axis. As far as the first party is concerned 0.333, so PTI, so 0.333 is the number which is located here between 0.3 and 0.35. So next PMLN 0.3, So 0.3, this is the specific number. So height is, now in this case the length of bar is, it will be up to 0.3, and similarly we can construct the bars for the PPP and PMLQ. So the next type of bar chart is the multiple bar chart. The multiple bar chart shows two or more characteristics corresponding to values of a common variable in the form of grouped bars, and the lengths of the bars are proportional to the values of the characteristics. So अब इसको explain करने के लिए भी एक example लेते हैं. So suppose we have data on area and production of cotton in Punjab. So for the years 1965 to 1976. So for the year 1965 to 66, the area of cotton in Punjab was 2866. And remember that here area is measured in 1000 acres. And the production in 1000 bales, cotton bales, it is 1588. Similarly, in 1970 and 71, the area was 3233 and the production of the cotton was 2229. And then in 1975, 1976, the area of cotton was 3420 and the production was 1937. So here we can see that as far as this data is concerned, we have two characteristics. First one is area and second one is the production. So, and the common variable is, we are interested here in cotton. So production of cotton in the form of bales and the area in which we cultivated it. So the area and the production. So we are discussing the two characteristics corresponding to values of common variable. So now let us construct the multiple bar chart for this data. So here we have the same data and here is the bar chart, which is now multiple bar chart. So label the x-axis by years 1965-66 and then 70-71 and then 75-76 और y एक्सिस पे इन सारे नंबर्स को देख के आपने एक सूटेबल स्केल ले लेना है. तो मिनिमम वैल्यू इज in this case 1588, maximum is 22, 29 and in this case the maximum number is 34. So it means अब हम लोगों ने जो y एक्सिस पे स्केल बनाना है उसमें ये 34, 20 लाजमन कवर हो जाना चाहिए. सो स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 0, कोई भी सूटेबल इंटरवल रखें. इस केस में मैंने 500 का इंटरवल रखा, 0 to 500, then 1000, 1500, 2000, 2500 और up to 4000. सो 3500 तक भी चले जाएं तो ये रेंज कवर हो जाती है. So let us focus on first data point, which is the area. So it is 2866 in 1965-66. So here we have 1965-66. So construct one bar which goes up to 2866. So here 2500 and next 3000. So locate 2866. सो अब ये 28 की लेंथ यहाँ पे बना दी. एक बार कंप्लीट ये कंस्ट्रक्ट कर दें जो ग्रीन कलर की आपको नज़र आ रही है. और सेम ईयर के अंदर 65-66 द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ कॉटन in 1000 bales 1588. तो सेम जो है वो इसके साथ आपने सेकंड बार जो है वो प्रोडक्शन की इसके साथ कनेक्ट कर देनी है. सो अब इसकी हाइट जो है 1588. सो 1500 देन 2000. सो 1588 तो स्लाइटली 1500 से ऊपर ये चली जाएगी. तो ये एक आपने एक सेकंड बार कंस्ट्रक्ट कर दी. सो क्योंकि ये दोनों बार्स साइड बाय साइड हैं, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड मल्टीपल बार चार्ट्स. मल्टीपल बार्स मीन कि आपकी काफ़ी सारी बार जो है, मल्टीपल मीन 2 और मोर देन 2. इन दिस केस वी आर डिस्कसिंग द 2 क्रेसिस्टिक. सो 2 बार्स जो हैं वो आपस में साइड बाय साइड है. सिमिलरली नेक्स्ट वी हैव 32 33. सो 1970 71 32 33 पे ले जाएं हाइट. और सिमिलरली प्रोडक्शन इज 22 29. सो इसकी हाइट 22 29 तक चली जाएगी. और ये दोनों बार्स भी आपस में साइड बाय साइड होंगी, जुड़ी हुई होंगी. और सिमिलरली नेक्स्ट 75 76 द एरिया इज 34 20 एंड द प्रोडक्शन इज 1937. सो एरिया एंड द प्रोडक्शन. सो दिस इज हाउ टू कंस्ट्रक्ट मल्टीपल बार चार्ट्स. सो यहाँ पे मैंने इनके लेबल्स भी साथ अटैच कर दिए. सो अगर लेबल्स अटैच ये नहीं करें तो फिर आप इनको यहाँ से पढ़ सकते हो. y एक्सिस पे इस वैल्यू को ट्रेस करें कि यहाँ पे ये y एक्सिस को कहाँ पे जाके मैच करती है, फिर इस वैल्यू को यहाँ टेबल से ग्राफ से पढ़ लिया जाता है. सो लेकिन अगर लेबल्स लगा दिए जाएं तो फिर इन वैल्यूज़ को पढ़ना ज़्यादा आसान है. और अब इस केस में क्योंकि मल्टीपल बार्स इस्तेमाल हुई हैं, 2 बार्स यूज़ हुई हैं, सो ये ग्राफ के साथ ये जो ग्रीन कलर है ये एरिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है 1000 एकर्स, और ये ब्राउन जो है डार्क ब्राउन ये प्रोडक्शन को शो कर रहा है 1000 बेल्स. सो इनको कहते हैं लेजेंड्स. सो लेजेंड्स जो है ये इन ग्राफ्स के बारे में एक्स्ट्रा इन्फॉर्मेशन शो करते हैं कि डिफरेंट कलर्स की बार्स जो हैं वो किस कैटेगरी को शो कर रही हैं. तो इस केस में जो ग्रीन है वो एरिया के लिए है और डार्क ब्राउन जो है वो प्रोडक्शन के लिए. Let us discuss component bar chart. So in the component bar chart, let us discuss the component bar chart. It is also called subdivided bar graph. In the component bar chart, a bar is divided into 2 or more sections or components which are proportional in size to the component parts of a total, which is displayed by each bar. So let us clarify this idea with the help of an example. So here we have students enrollment data. This is again a hypothetical data set. So suppose in BBA 1 we have a total of 65 students. Out of 65, 33 are male individuals and the remaining 32 are female individuals. And similarly in the MBA 1 we have a total of 60 students. So out of 60 we have 32 male students and 28 female students. And in MS PhD we have total 40 students, and out of 40 we have 21 male students and the remaining 19 students are the females. So let us construct the component bar chart of the students enrollment data. So on x-axis take classes, the BBA, MBA and MS PhD. On y-axis take number of students. So first start with the male individuals 33. So start with BBA, and in BBA there are 33 male individuals. So go up to 33 and make a bar, and then next add 32 to this 33. So from here to here just count the next category. so it will go automatically up to 65. Or alternatively, you can construct one bar which is of length 65 units. 65 is the total strength, and then up to 65, and then we can subdivide this complete bar into two portions. The first 33, from 0 to 33, they will be called the male students, and the remaining 32, the remaining portion, will be automatically the second portion, indicating female students. Similarly, to construct the component bar chart for the second category, so construct the bar of length 60 units, and from 60, male individuals are 32, so 32 slightly more than 30, so we have 32 here, and then the remaining portion will be 28 units, which is for females. And similarly 40, so 40 को डिवाइड कर दें 21 और 19 में, so 40 पे टोटल बार लगा दें और पहले 21 और रिमेनिंग 19 आ जाएगा. और डोंट फॉरगेट टू मेक द लेजेंड्स. सो इस केस में रेड कलर मेल इंडिविजुअल्स को शो कर रहा है और ब्लू जो है वो फीमेल्स को. So this is how to construct component bar chart. So we can see that this complete bar, it is subdivided into two components, one indicating male individuals and the second one is indicating, second is for female individuals. That was all about the bar charts. Now we move to the pie charts, which is also used for graphically displaying the qualitative data. So let us first define the pie chart. A pie chart, which is also called a sector diagram, is a graph consisting of a circle divided into different sectors whose areas are proportional to the various parts into which whole quantity is divided. So here in the diagram, a pie chart of expenditure in 100 rupees of different categories is shown. So we can see that we have a circle which is subdivided into different portions or different sectors. So ब्लू कलर जो है वो फूड के लिए है, और क्लोथिंग के लिए ग्रीन, देन रेंट के लिए ब्लैक, फ्यूल रेड, एंड देन येलो कलर फॉर मिसलेनियस आइटम्स. सो यू कैन सी दैट यहाँ से हम इस ग्राफ को देख के ये बता सकते हैं कि सबसे ज़्यादा जो पोर्शन है वो फूड के लिए सर्व किया गया, और उसके बाद मिसलेनियस आइटम्स second largest portion, third largest is for the clothing, and then rent, and सबसे smallest portion जो है वो fuels का है. तो pie chart जो है ये भी एक important information provide करता है. Let us discuss the method of constructing a pie chart. So let us explain the idea of constructing a pie chart with the help of an example. So represent the expenditure on various items of a family by a pie chart. So here the data is given. In the first column we have number of items including food, clothing, rent, fuel, miscellaneous, and then in the next column we have expenditure in 100 rupees. So for the food, the family is expending 50 units. So actually, since this number is in 100 rupees, so 50 100 or actually 5000 rupees for the clothing 30, and then for rent 20, for fuel 15, for miscellaneous 35. So total 150. So we want to represent the same information using a pie chart. So let us discuss how to construct pie chart of this data. So steps for constructing pie chart. Step 1, draw a circle of any suitable radius. So यहाँ पे एक सर्कल आपको नज़र आ रहा है, तो आप कोई भी एक suitable radius का सर्कल बना सकते हैं. It should not be too small, it should not be too big. So just एक suitable size का एक सर्कल बना दें. In step 2, find angle of each sector corresponding to share of each component. And the angle of sector can be found by this relation, which is equal to component part divided by the whole quantity and multiplied this resultant value with 360. So remember that the complete or total angle of a circle is of 360 degree. So that's why we are dividing by the whole quantity and then multiplying the resultant number by the 360. So look at the following table containing data. So items and the expenditure in 100 rupees. And now in the third column we construct angles of sector in degrees. So we will use this formula to find the angle of each sector. So as far as the first item is concerned, it is food. So the expenditure is 50. So in this result the component part is 50 divided by whole quantity. Whole quantity is 150 multiplied with 360. So 50 divided by 150. So component part divided by whole quantity multiplied with 360. So you can simplify it and the result is 120, and remember that this is in degrees. So angle of sector corresponding to food is 120 degree. Similarly, we can find the angle of sector corresponding to clothing. So for the clothing we have the component part, which is 30 units divided by whole quantity 150. So 30 divided by 150, and we will multiply this by 360. So the result is 72 degree. Similarly, 20 divided by 150 into 360, we get 48 degree. And for the fuel, 15 divided by 150 into 360, we get 36 degree. And for the miscellaneous, 35 divided by 150 into 360, we get 84 degree. And remember that the sum of these angles must be equal to 360. It should not be greater than 360 degree. It should not be less than 360 degree. So now step 3, divide the circle into various sectors by measuring the corresponding angle via protractor. So look at the data. We have column 1 containing items, food, clothing, rent, fuel, miscellaneous. In next column we have expenditure in 100 rupees, 50, 30 and so on. And in the next column we have angles of sector in degrees, which we constructed in our step 2. So here on right hand side the pie chart is shown. So note that we have this complete circle. So this middle line, it is of 90 degree. So it shows the position of 90 degree. So remember that in step 3 we have to divide the circle into various sectors by measuring the corresponding angle via protractor. So the angle corresponding to first item, which is food, is 120 degree. So it means we have to construct an angle of 120 degree. So start from this 90 degree angle and measure this angle with the help of protractor. So this angle is of 120 degree. So this angle is of 120 degree, and from this first angle we have to measure the angle of 72 degree with the help of protractor. So start from here, and then this angle is of 72 degree, and next we have 48 degree. So start from this and construct this angle, which is of 48 degree, and next 36 degrees. Start from this and measure this angle. This is of 36 degree, and then 84 degree. So this angle is of 84 degree, and sum of these angles is 360. So 360 is the total angle of circle. So it means this circle is subdivided into each component different angles. So the first is, we can see that the major portion is, the major angle in this table is of 120 degree corresponding to food item. So as far as this pie chart is shown, we have shown the original numbers 50, 30, 20, 15 and 35 on each sector as well. So this is how to construct a pie chart. So let us review the main concepts which are discussed in this lecture. So in this lecture we discussed the graphical methods of data presentations, and in particular we discussed how to construct graphs for qualitative data, and we discussed how to construct bar charts, then simple bar chart, multiple bar chart and the component bar charts, and we discussed their corresponding examples, and then we discussed the pie charts and the method of constructing a pie chart. In the next lecture we will study the graphs for quantitative data. In particular we will discuss how to construct histograms, how to construct frequency polygon, and how to construct cumulative frequency polygon, which is also called frequency ogive. So till then, Allah Hafiz.